And welcome back. It's the 23rd of August, higher five a day, and we're going to go straight to the first question. The first question says, work out. Now, let's assume, if you haven't already, it's a non-calculator question. How would you do this? What does the cube root mean? Well, actually, we should say that clearly. That means the cube root. And if you haven't come across that yet, you will quite soon. So the cube root of a number is a number that multiplies by itself 3 times to give you this number here. How could I do it? Well, one thing I could do is remember that this number here is the same as 8 times 1,000. And the reason I've done that is because I know the cube root of that's 2, and I know the cube root of that's 10, and 2 times 10 is 20, and that is my answer. Clever question. This one, again, hopefully you've done this fairly early on. We teach this in year 8 in my school. We do numbers quite early, algebra quite late. So you should hopefully know this is the 5th root of 32 to the power of 7. You do need to know that the 5th root of 32 is 2 to the power of 7. You may not know that straight off, but that's 128. Question done. Next question, find BAD. Well, the first thing I'm going to note is this is a cyclic quadrilateral, which means that opposite sides add to 180. So therefore BAD, which is this one here, is going to be 180 minus 49, which is going to be 131. First one done. And ADC is going to be this one here, which is going to be 180 minus 86, which is going to be 94 degrees. Nice and straightforward. Question done. This one looks considerably harder. Right, what do we have? Tim sells strawberry and raspberry jam. He sells the jam. There's 2 types of jam, and then it's small or large. Okay, actually this one's not too bad, is it? You risk getting it the wrong way round, but I'm going to use, let's write strawberry and raspberry. Now, and helpfully I've got small, so I'm going to write small and large, and small and large. You need to get it in the order of the question. And what I mean by that is the question tells you the 80% strawberry first, which means I know this is 20%. Those are percentages. And then it tells me that 70% of the jam is sold in small, so I know that's 70, which means I know that's 30. 10% of the raspberry jam. Now, you couldn't do it the other way around because I need to know which is the split between raspberry and strawberry first, which is why I've done it in this order. 10% of the raspberry jam is sold in large jars, so careful, other way around, which means that that is going to be 90. And I've got my setup, I've got all the numbers I need. What percentage of the jam is sold in small jars? Well, small jars is going to be strawberry small plus raspberry small, which is going to be 0.8 times 0.7, or 80% times 70%, which is 56%, and 0.2 times 0.9, which is 18%. Add these up, and that's going to give me 74%. As a percentage, that's my answer. Again, what you've noticed I've done there is I've jumped between decimals and fractions, percentages quite a lot, so make sure you're okay with that. Next question, 2 to go. Simplify. This one's not too bad, is it? Because actually I remember that I can write this as one thing. 34 divided by 17 is 2, so this is just root 2. Question done. Next question, solve the simultaneous equations. And just to make it nasty, we've got a fraction. And I'm trying to think if there's a quick way of doing it, but I don't think there is. Okay, I'm going to multiply this one by 6. You will hear me say, if you watch any of my videos, that I don't really like fractions, so I try and get rid of fractions wherever I can. So if I multiply by 6, 2/3 of 6 is 6 divided by 3, which is 2 times 2, which is 4, which gives me 4x. Half of 6 is 3, so plus 3y is equal to minus 6. Let's do the x's. I'm going to multiply this one by 4. So that's going to be 4x minus 4y is equal to 4 times 16 is 64. And then because my x's are the same, I'm going to take them away. 3 minus minus 4 is 7y. Now that's interesting. So I need a multiple of 7. So hopefully, a minus 6 minus 64, that works, is minus 70, which means that my y is equal to minus 10. Let's put it back in the second equation. So x minus minus 10, so x plus 10 is 16, which means that x is equal to 6. Always a good habit just to write it nearly at the end. So x equals 6, y equals minus 10. That is today done. Not too bad at all. As ever, do let me know how it went for you. Like, subscribe. See you tomorrow.